Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Moshe Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Moshe Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Moshe Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Moshe Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. And coming soon to Podbean, as well as Buzzsprout, TuneIn, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here a terrific singer, songwriter, musician who's been in the business for a very, very long time. He's from the San Francisco Bay Area, now in Southern Oregon. He's worked with Paramount Music Group, and he's also managed with John Hiatt, Bonamossa, B.B.King, and a few. And he's also got some diverse albums that's out right now, which is The Hard Way, Ankle Deep in Love, and he's halfway there, which he's Keep Facing the Sunshine. We'll talk more about that, and he's just been in the business for a long time. And live, ladies and gentlemen, for the Plus Studios, somewhere out in Oregon or somewhere driving, ladies and gentlemen, singer, songwriter, a very, very talented veteran, Greg Tressel. Greg, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, thank you, and looking forward to have you on as well, too. So, of course, you're on the road a lot, and you also play very well, too, and you grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and you start off as a number of bands as a teenager, and you moved to Nashville, writing for Paramount Music Group, and you continue to write on this day. You played with John Hiatt, Joe Bonamossa, B.B.King, to name a few. You also got some albums out as well, too. You've been in business for a long time. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started, Greg.
Well, how I first got started, like everybody else, I listening to Beatles and all the groups in the 60s and 70s, I started playing music in local bands, and then just moved on and got a contract to move to Nashville with Paramount Music, and enjoyed that quite a bit, and continued writing. Took a little break. I ended up in Oregon with a theater called the Rogue Theater. I bought the Rogue Theater in 2000, and all of a sudden I just started writing again in the late 2000s, and I put out 3 albums, like you said, The Hard Way, Ankle Deep in Love, and my latest one is Halfway There, which has the single, Keep Facing the Sunshine, which is doing really well. Doing really well on YouTube with a great video we did. We're up to closing in on 200,000 views in about a 2-month period. So we're real happy with the new record, and so it's just fun. It's fun again to start writing and playing.
It sounds like you took a little break for a while too, but what was that one precise moment that influenced you into what you're doing today?
In what I'm doing of late?
It can be either that or early in your career. It's like, what was that one moment that simply said to you, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
Probably just, hearing the Beatles at a young age and really just thinking, wow, this is fantastic. And, and then there were other groups that came along like Led Zeppelin, and you just start playing and you just love it. Just like so many other people, you decide to do this as a career.
Mm-hmm. And they also, got hooked up with Paramount Music Group. And did they come to you with a contract, or did you approach them, or say you just went out there?
I sent some songs in. I sent some songs in to them, and they decided to give me a writer's deal. And so I did that for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he also worked with some artists like John Hiatt, Joe Bonamossa, B.B.King as well, too. And tell us what's it like working with these legends, and who else you worked with?
Oh, man. Well, I've worked with so many now that I've had the theater for over 20 years. I've worked with tons of artists, managed some artists, and promoted some artists. But, oh, God, who else? I don't know. Everybody, Judy Collins, actually Blake Shelton. We've had Blake Shelton at the theater. I just, too many to name. I can't even. I'm drawing a blank. Chris Christopherson, Peter Frampton, a lot of guys. We've had a lot of good relationships over the years.
Wow, that's interesting. And what got you interested in buying the theater in 2000? What actually drove you? It sounds pretty interesting. Love to play there one day.
Yeah, it's a great. It's an old deco theater up here in Gone Dark, and it was sitting there, and through some mutual friends, I was able to get in there at a really reasonable price. Bought it it was built in 1938, and I bought it from the original owner, and she was just thrilled because it had gone dark, nothing was going on. Multiplexes had come in, and it really didn't make a lot of sense to have a single screen, and so we started doing live shows there.
Wow.
And from time to time, we still do movies, but we've had some just incredible artists over the years, and it's a great venue. It's got a great vibe, and sounds great. One of these days we'll start doing shows again. Right now it's not happening.
Right. And of course, how many times can you play in your living room on a Saturday night, Friday night, or say you go to your garage, go to your bedroom, kitchen table, or eating dinner while playing, or, or maybe, if you have cats, sit in a litter box and play. It's like, how long can you do that really? So it's just like,
well, yeah. And it's so terrible for artists, I was just thinking, next week, we were scheduled to have Robert Cray in there. And, Johnny Langs plays there over the years so many times. And, these guys, that's what they do. And when you take that away, you're taking their living away from them. I mean, it's just really sad and terrible. We got to get through this stuff and get live venues open again.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you mentioned Robert Cray because he was actually one of my favorites when he first came out, and all of a sudden, after Smoking Gun and The Forecast Calls for Pain, it's like he disappeared off the set, and I'm glad he's making a comeback. Makes you wonder, it's like, what happened? And I'm seeing a whole new, group that is actually starting to make a comeback. I mean, it was just fascinating.
Yeah. Robert's a great show. He's a great guy, and he's a fantastic show. He actually, No Smoking Gun was, the hit, but there's so many great records he's done. He's a classic.
Mm-hmm. And plus, you also had B.B.King as well too. And what's it like working with B.B.King?
Baby, what a sweetheart! Super nice human being. Very nice person. Yeah, I love B.B. I miss him.
Oh yeah, and of course, Thriller's gone, but the legend lives on. And who are some of your other favorite artists and singers and musicians growing up during your day?
Oh, I liked a lot of the rockers. I love the Frampton stuff, the Fleetwood Mac stuff. I even before they started having all the big hits, Fleetwood Mac was great. I tell you, I'm really dating myself, but all those guys like Zeppelin and all that stuff was very influential, and I think it's great music. I went through time, and that, and nowadays, I kind of been more to that kind of that Americana stuff. I love people like Gillian Welsh and Dave Rawlings. Yonder Mountain String Band. I always loved David Grisman. So there's a lot of, and then there's guys like Dwight Yoakam that I always loved.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Dwight Yoakam's definitely one of my favorites as well too. And we'll talk about your albums as well too. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with 25 other podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more as well, too. And coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, TuneIn, Pandora, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, singer, songwriter, musician, the very multi-talented Greg Tressel here on the Mike Wagner Show. And let's talk about your albums that you put out recently. Ever since you bought the venue in 2000, you put out The Hard Way, Ankle Deep in Love, and also your newest, Halfway There, featuring the big hit Keep Facing the Sunshine. Tell us about a couple of your albums, first of all, The Hard Way and Ankle Deep in Love.
Well, The Hard Way kind of came about. I hadn't written a song in quite a long time, and I was dating this kind of crazy stewardess, and she said to me, "Hey, is there a bar stool around here? Because if there's a bar stool, I'm on it." I went, "Well, that's not a country song. I've never heard of one." So I sat down and wrote a song for my amusement in about 15 minutes. And, real classic country, Merle Haggard kind of thing. And a buddy of mine, he's on all the Steve Miller albums, all the Van Morrison stuff. He's a drummer named Gary Malaber. I kind of sang it to him. He goes, and he at a studio in L.A. He said, come on down, let's cut that. That'll be a great little demo. And so I cut that one, and it came out pretty sweet. And he said, you have to start writing again. So I said, yeah. So I wrote an album, and I had Hutch Hutchins on it from Bonnie Raitt's band playing bass. I had Marcy Levy, who wrote Lay Down Sally and was with Clapton all these years. They were his neighbors, and he'd worked with them. They're doing all the backups. Barry Goldberg from the Bob Dylan band on keyboards. Killer. Came out great. Loved it. And, did some openings for some people to support that record. And then wrote another one, kept, enjoying the writing and the playing, and did Ankle Deep in Love, kind of a whole different vibe to that record. And I've been working up here in Southern Oregon, a guy named Jeff Pivar, who plays with David Crosby. He's been on Ray Charles's records, played with him for years. He's a studio guy who's got a place up here, and we've been friends for close to 20 years now. And we wrote most of this record, and he produced it, and he's got a studio up here. That's the Halfway There record, which we just released. So they're great albums. They're solid records, all great songwriting, I'd say, in the Americana, but they're very diverse records, from rock to gospel to country. They're all on there, all my styles. The psychedelic is, is on there. And to me, Keep Facing the Sunshine is a very positive song, very mid-'60s Byrds, Beatles vibe to it, 12-string guitar on it. And, I wrote that one after the whole COVID thing started, when it was getting pretty dark and depressing there, and that was the last one I wrote for the record. And it's a pretty up tune, kind of a positive message.
Mm-hmm. And what can we find The Hard Way and Ankle Deep in Love at?
Well, they're on all the platforms. You can buy the physical record through CD Baby, and I think through Amazon. And actually did on the new one. I did print vinyl on this one. But it's on, again, iTunes, Spotify. It's on YouTube Music. All the digital platforms, I believe it's on.
Okay. All right. That sounds very good. We're going to go ahead and play Keep Facing the Sunshine from Halfway There in just a minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, on over 25 podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, Apple, and coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, TuneIn, Pandora, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, a singer, songwriter, musician from the San Francisco Bay Area, now in Southern Oregon. Greg Tressel here on the Mike Wagner Show. Made a nice little comeback with The Hard Way and Ankle Deep in Love. Right now, from Halfway There, here is Keep Facing the Sunshine from Greg Tressel, right here on the Mike Wagner Show.
Sunshine, let the shadows fall behind you. to come. Sunshine, keep facing the sunshine, keep facing the sunshine, and let the shadows fall behind you. Keep facing the sunshine, keep facing the sunshine, keep facing the sunshine, and let the shadows fall behind you, and let the shadows fall behind you. The shadows fall behind you.
Greg Tressel, that was Keep Facing the Sunshine here on the Mike Wagner Show. And tell us more about that song. And of course, we did talk about Face a Pandemic. And where can we find Keep Facing the Sunshine at?
Well, Keep Facing the Sunshine's on YouTube. A really great video you can go to. It's, of course, it's all on iTunes. It's off the record halfway there. It's on iTunes, Spotify. I think it's on SoundCloud. But all the digital platforms, it's there.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we can also find your other music. Now, there's something that popped up, too. You've been in business for a long time, and, of course, you do writing. What do you base most of your lyrics on?
Oh, most of the lyrics are from life experiences, for sure.
Uh-huh.
This one I wrote, like I say, after the pandemic, and was trying to write an upbeat, positive song that we're going to get through this. But most of my songs are some sort of life experience that's come along in my life that I've pulled from.
Mm-hmm. And of course, checking out Spotify as well too. Here's one song that just stood out. Get yourself a dog. I guess that's one of the big things there. You can just tell us more about that.
Did you listen to this Get Yourself a Dog? That's a fun one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you want a friend in this town, you better get yourself a dog. Yeah, a lot of people love that tune. It's funny. I think I probably wrote that one. I mean, I've been in Nashville. I had that. You come to Nashville, you're looking for friends sometime, or any big city. You better get. If you want a friend in this town, you better get yourself a dog.
Well, I have one.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people like that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I happen to have one as well, too. Part beagle, part boxer, and 2 years old, and she's just a beauty. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm a dog person myself.
Oh, there you go. I was more of a dog person, but I'm starting to get there myself, halfway there, as you pretty much say. And, of course, ankle deep in love, and, you just happen to have Voodoo Holiday, and, yeah, it is what it is. And Next Train, a little bit more about those.
Yeah, well, Voodoo Holiday is about, it was a fun trip down in New Orleans to Mardi Gras. That's a fun up-tempo tune. The Next Train is kind of a country-type tune, very much a train song. It is what it is. I was in Chicago with my friend I told you about, Gary Malbo. He was working with the Chicago Blues Reunion. We were sitting there having a drink, and he was talking about something, and I said, it is what it is, and he said, don't mean you have to like it. I thought, well, that's a great song. So I knocked that one out pretty quick. That's it is what it is, but don't mean you have to like it.
That's very true. And, of course, you can do it with 3 chords and the truth. I think you can get more simplistic than that from the hard way.
Oh, yeah. That's one. That is a really good video we did on. Actually, a friend of mine put that. He was a photographer who loved that song, put a great video. That's talking about, some of my influences. It starts off with, you're talking about Woody Guthrie, the 3 chords and the truth. He changed the world. Then it's Elvis I'm talking about, and then it's Dylan, and then it's Lennon. And so 3 chords and the truth, those are kind of 4 big influences. And really, with 3 chords and the truth, they did change the world.
And changing the world in D, and yet it's 2 nickels short of a dime, as I learned the
Oh.
hard way. So,
Yeah, that's another title. Yeah, that's another title. You know, that was a line my dad used to say to me when I was a kid. You know, you can't, you 2 nickels short of a dime. You know, and so I'd heard that for a long time. So I wrote that song. I'm proud of that song as well.
and yet you don't kiss the clown, as they say, but it's always a Western. So you got some really good music on The Hard Way, Ankle Deep in Love, and Halfway There.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So we're here with singer, songwriter, musician, the very multi-talented Greg Tressel here on the Mike Wagner Show. A very big thank you for your time. Been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And what can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Greg?
Well, when things open up, maybe I'll put together a band and then go out and play some of these tunes from these last 3 records I put out.
Okay.
Hopefully we get live again, you know, be able to go out and perform.
And we're looking forward as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Greg?
Well, probably the Beatles, but, you know, on the countryside, I would say, you know, songwriters like Christopherson and Haggard, you know, they were pretty amazing, too. But I would think the Beatles would be it.
Okay. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, learn your instrument and hang in there.
And that's all you can do at this point. That's very good advice. Once again, singer-songwriter Greg Tressel from San Francisco Bay Area, now in Southern Oregon, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Greg, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Yeah, you can go to gregtressel.com. You can listen to the new album on there with I think it's called Here Now. And you can also purchase from the website, gregtressel.com.
That is amazing. Once again, Greg, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Looking forward to hearing from you again in 2021. Do us a favor, keep in touch, and just keep facing the sunshine.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.